Yeah, no, I know, but it's like, you saw how part one worked out. They're just good guys. What else am I supposed to say other than I just really enjoyed my time out there? Oh, we're on? Okay, no, sorry. Welcome back to SBS Live This week. And why am I smiling? I'm smiling because West, my friend, are awesome people. And I had a great time with them. We've been reviewing the footage in this last couple of weeks here. And Adam, Alex, Eden, and Jeff, they just make me smile. They're great personalities, they make great music, and they're having a great time here in the studio, and I want to show you part two. So welcome back to SBS Live This week with Wes, my friend. When you guys say that you want to provide through concert experience a meaningful and memorable concert experience, what does that look like? I've yet to see West, my friend, so, you know, give me an idea, because guys, I get a lot of bands that come through here, bios that say this stuff. Convince me, tell me. How does it work?
Well, like we were saying in the beginning, mostly through pig's blood.
Yeah, pig's blood.
Yeah.
Puppies,
Gallons of
dinosaurs.
Yeah. It kind of cuts into the tour budget, but I think it's worth it.
It's more the demonstration of how you get it, right?
Yeah. I'm vegan too, so
that helps.
There's a little bit of a...
It's vegan pig's blood.
It's vegan pig's blood.
They're made mostly of soy.
The pigs are vegan.
Yeah, they'd hardly know the difference.
I mean, I've been watching them for the last, like, 5 days, 6 days.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, and I've never seen them play before this, like, in real life. It's, like, a very honest experience. Like, some of the ramblings are, like, they definitely were schemed up.
Right.
It's always a nice turn around into a compliment.
No, but it's very true. It's like, it's not like you sit in the car and, like, scheme up funny things to say on stage. Like, Jeff has this horrible fixation with puns.
I get it from Alex.
I was going to say, I'm worse.
Okay.
Right.
I've experienced more of Jeff's puns than Alex's, I guess, in the last couple of days. So, but it's like that sort of stuff.
He's hearing that. He's going to ramp that up for you big time now.
It's a good thing we're almost done. No, no, I don't know. It's like a very honest and full-bodied experience.
Right.
And it's like a very full band sound, you know. Like, you got the low ends, and then you got the higher ends, and everything in between, right? So it's, I don't know.
Well, I like hearing you say that, because, again, you know, just through the collective of videos that I had seen, coming from songs like Take It Slow and Benji, where they seemed like video concepts, and then into something like Saturn Maybe, which I had seen a live clip from. And again, that's what made me kind of change my perspective on what was going on in West, my friend, was because the sentiment didn't change. The band personality didn't change. There was no, okay, I'm in a video now. You know, it's time to be proper and Wes, my friend. I mean, you guys might look a little bit more formal, but, you know, other than that, the sentiment is still there and that honesty in the band is still there, which is really cool.
I think for me what's really important in putting across a good show is I think about, like, some of the really memorable shows and concerts that I've been to, and it's a combination of, like, really, like, outstanding musicianship, really well played songs, so I guess same thing, and also just the band being really personable. Like, probably one of the best shows that I can recall recently seeing was the Milk Carton Kids at Fairfield United Church in Victoria. It's just great. It was like,
yeah, we were all here. Me and Jeff were so sick. We were like
all
sitting
there
there
at the
thank
show.
God we're here.
It's these two guys from California that it's just two guys in nice suits, two young fellas, just playing guitars, and they just have these beautifully thought out and written songs.
Depressing.
Yeah.
Beautifully depressing songs.
Just beautifully depressing songs. Some of them are just so damn happy too. And the guitar parts are brilliant. They're both brilliant singers. Harmonies go together perfectly. The guy who's playing lead, like melody guitar, is probably one of the best flat pickers I've ever seen play. And then between the songs, just hilarious, straight with the audience banter.
Right, right.
And yeah, it's just a phenomenal show because it's really so relatable with the audience.
And it's bringing you in, right?
And then you remember it too, because the music itself is just so good. So I think, this is my opinion on it, but I feel like everyone else is probably following it too, that's kind of what I want to try to emulate with my music as well.
Oh yeah, if we could open for the milk carton kids, that would just be...
Yeah, totally.
Well, I think, as long as you can find yourself on stage and when you go to have that banter, you're not there talking to yourself and these guys are still responding, you can assume that they are on that same page with you and everything's good.
For sure, yeah.
But you guys do have that genuine kind of, seems like, want to connect to your audience and your fans. So, Adam, are you doing a lot of the social media work, or who's really kind of Jeff?
This guy.
Right, yeah. Should have known. The email came from Jeff. How important do you find that it is for you guys as an independent band to be on those boards all the time? And you post a lot right now, guys. But I mean, things are happening for West, my friend. I've seen it, of course, the peaks and valleys. Things are happening for a band, posting lots. Things aren't happening for a band, and then the pages kind of die. Are you guys on there quite a bit consistently? How reachable are you?
Yeah, I think since we've been doing a lot in the last month or so, there's been definitely a spike in how much we're posting and stuff.
Right.
In January it was pretty quiet because we just kind of sat down and wrote some songs. So
yeah, it's also definitely an indication of songwriting and album time too, right? Yeah.
But I think it's definitely helpful for just keeping in touch with new people at shows. Like, we'll notice after each show, those, like, a few more Facebook likes or, a few more Twitter follows, and then they're like, oh, good, these people that came to the show want to see us again, and we can see that reflected, so it's a way to, next time we're coming through town, to be able to get in touch, and just instead of, hoping that they'll see a poster or something.
Right.
There's actual...
Do you guys do, like, anything at the shows themselves to kind of promote that awareness to where to find you next, or how to...
Yeah, we've got a mailing list, that, we send out newsletters maybe, once every month or two.
Yeah.
And, tell people we're on Facebook and Twitter, and try and be, as quick with replies as we can, because I've definitely found that's a helpful thing now, to just reply right away, and that's...
People just want to know there's somebody on the other side of that screen, right?
Yeah.
Especially for bands and for fans-wise, for sure.
And I've definitely had feedback saying, "Oh, thanks for replying so quickly," because and it's made it so that we've been able to get a show that we might not have otherwise, by always being available.
Yeah, and just taking that extra step to let people know that you're interested in the fact that they're interested in the band.
Absolutely. Yeah. So do you spend time after the shows, kind of shaking hands and whatnot?
For sure.
Totally.
Yeah, stay there until the last person leaves, and we're not just going to run out the back door.
Right.
Better, not worse. Better, not worse. Better, not worse. Better.
One of the things I found amazing with another band that we talked to in the last little while was a band called Treehouse, and they took it to the nth degree. I mean, this is a band that I think, honestly, as a studio, as somebody that does any kind of advertising whatsoever, I looked at this and I was like, how much do I have to learn from you guys? Holy cow. But they're out there in every single show actually handing out business cards. Just, hey, come and see the Treehouse. We've got live clips at our, homepage. Nice to meet you. Here you go. And it is. There's lots of different ways to go about it. I think independent artists have a harder struggle with that because it's on you guys to do it.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Adam unbutton a few buttons of his shirt in an attempt to sell CDs. So we do go. Yeah, it worked. I mean, upon request. It wasn't forced upon.
Well, if you're telling me a couple of buttons, I'm telling you his beard still covers them.
Yeah.
So he's good there.
Yeah.
I
I definitely, I jumped past this point on beards, and I'm fired up here because this is important, and I want to talk about this because there's a serious crime that is happening out in our planet today that nobody really has brought attention to or given light to, and that is the one of beard murder. Okay, now you guys have put this on screen. You guys are visible. Beard murderers. What happened there? I mean, really, was it? How long had you had it before? I mean, because you had that beard. That was real, right?
Well, I think it's just things you got to do for your art, And I had it for 2 months.
It's amazing what we'll do, though, right? I mean that. I was crying on the other side of the screen watching this. I'm like,
okay, but did you witness the birth of that fabulous mustache?
I mean, there's that, right?
There is,
sometimes there's that. That's true, Yeah.
It was a hard thing to do. I mean, I definitely missed it afterwards. I originally grew it as a beard for a previous tour with another band that Alex and I have, Dave Lang and the Twin Otters, and we were going to Alberta in the winter.
Yeah.
So I thought, well,
it was cold.
Should probably grow a beard.
Yeah.
And it definitely helped. And then, we wanted to do the whole sexy sax man thing, so I thought, keep the beard around.
Right.
He also plays piano for a burlesque dancer, and she really wanted him babyface, so...
Yeah, she wants me to have the young and innocent thing going. So.
And is this typically how people know you anyway, is without the beard?
Yeah, this is my normal state, but, I enjoyed the beard. It was nice.
Right. Well, we won't give you such a hard time for killing it if it wasn't a major part of you, I'm getting the sense that Adam couldn't live without this beard. Am I right here?
No way.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. Absolutely found that out. You know what I mean?
Alright, so as I've mentioned before, we're going to try and jazz up our show a little bit and make sure that we've got at least 2 videos for you. So I want to show you a clip, once again, courtesy of Everyday Music and our friend Rod Matheson. This is West, my friend, with the tattoo that loved her anyway.
3, 4.
She was lonely, lonely.
We've got a little bit going on the end here.
Yeah, we do actually.
I don't have very.
Well, exactly. Like
I should be sitting over there.
You
I
got
guess,
some
technically.
beard, you got a decent beard, not a lot of beard.
I really should just line it up in that style every time.
Yeah,
I wonder if anybody would catch on
before the movie of the beard spectrum lined up, but it never happened. I'll have to grow it back.
There's always time. West, my friend, is far from done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Far from done. Just to cover the social media thing just one more time, whoever's got it in the best of their brain right now, but where do people reach you guys if they want to find out more?
I think easiest is Twitter or Facebook, just / West My Friend after either of those.
Yeah.
I mean, we do the mailing list, but it's not as often. It's more of like a tour announcement sort of thing.
If they want to go check us out, they can go to our website too.
Yeah, westmyfriend.com.
Right.
If they want to see what we're doing all the time, the Twitter and the Facebook, because then they can know right away when there's a show or an album or something.
No, when you've been to Riverside Secondary, right
Riverside
away.
Secondary knew about us on Facebook.
Oh, did they really?
It
was amazing watching afterwards, because they're all high school kids, watching how much our social media jumped in those, the 24 hours afterwards. Like all these YouTube subscribers, or the video for Take It Slow just jumped 200 views.
Because they all wanted to see your belly button. Yeah. See this guy's belly button? Check out online.
All the follows just it's we just played at the high school. You can tell because they're all over that. So.
That's an impressive hit count on that video, though, at this point, from what I've seen. That thing keeps climbing, and I think you guys have got to be hopeful when it comes out to, award season, whether or not you're thinking about it or not. I think this is a really good time and space for West, my friend. Obviously, you're going to take Brett along for the ride with you, so that's good, too. I mean, you're working that music community, and you're bringing it along with you.
Well, we'll have to keep him around, too, because we discovered last night during his show banter that he is a very, very ardent baker. Muffin
maker.
And he's very eloquent about the muffins too.
Yeah. And
eloquent muffins.
And eloquence and muffins and baking in general are also serious passions of mine. So
Alex has started selling his baking recently.
In that particular order, or is it
doesn't matter? It's all kind of generic.
Okay.
If you want genuine West, my friend, baking, you can contact Alex.
Yeah, he will deliver by bike.
Awesome. Or you could also search out the West My Amish Friend Cinnamon Bread Starter.
Oh, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But, you might have to come to a show or send us a specific message to get that happening.
We'll get that website address to you.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, we work together with the Amish to produce,
That is not true. We're in no way affiliated in the Amish.
It's the beard thing,
It's not.
Would you rather have a CD or a download card?
You know what? To tell you the absolute truth, I'd rather, man, that's a tough question. How have I never been asked that before? And that's a really weird one for it to be a tough question for me. But honestly, I'm thinking about the fact that I've never put in a physical CD probably in the last 12 years. And then I'm also thinking, raging music fan, love music memorabilia, don't say no. I'm kind of, either one. I just want your music, guys. That's really what I'm...
Random question. Would it change if we asked you vinyl LP versus download card?
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely, it would actually.
Yeah, okay. We're still trying to gauge the.
Trying to figure out what that thing is.
Gauge the interest in the LP.
I think that's a good idea that you guys are examining that, whether or not it's how to put out your music or just something else to go with it. And I'm throwing that out there really strongly, guys, because I find that with independent bands, your fans are the same as everybody else's. They still want something to hold on to.
Yeah.
It's just what is it, and that's where the world is struggling, or where the industry is struggling right now. CDs are still the number one income source for these indie bands.
Sure.
And we all know, again, the reality is somewhat being represented by my attitude towards them right now. I haven't put one in for 10 years. Do I still listen to the music? Do I still get it? Yeah, I absolutely do. Do I go to your shows? Absolutely I do. I know you get a better percentage on that ticket sale already. Do I buy a shirt when I'm there? Absolutely. Do I bring 5 friends? Do I spread the word? These are the ways that I do it, and I think that there's some unique items out there merchandise-wise that bands can put out there that, when people are going to your shows, if you're package it with something like the new, the new West My Friend video, digital download card or something like that. And I've even seen heavy metal bands have like ridiculous foam beer koozies and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
It's just
friend panties.
Yeah, anything that's a little bit different, right? It's a toy saxophone line by West My Friend, right? If you don't think I wouldn't buy 4 of those, like you've got
Disney.
We'll buy the rights.
We'll get our own custom.
Absolutely, custom make one. I'm telling you, you got a standing order here right now. So
awesome.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
Ones that can go on your key change that's still.
That are still functional, right?
But totally. It's all about building that line of merch options, right, for every different price point.
Yeah.
The $5 EP and the $10 download card and the $20 CD and then, the $1 button.
And just have those options because, again, your fans, they do want something. I guarantee it. I've got
for sure.
so many band shirts. I'm sure you do too, right? At the end of the day, we all like that stuff and we're all music fans. Everybody that's going to your show is. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I've given you enough hard times about beards. You guys have got a show to do tonight. This will air probably either, I don't know if it will be in time for, it's certainly not going to be in time for your show tonight. Let's put it to you that way. So what else is upcoming? You do have a couple more shows. I don't know if you know the dates offhand, if there's anything you want to yell out and shout out about stuff that's coming out. When was it?
Let's see, we're Nanaimo March 23rd, right? And we're off to Salt Spring in April.
Yeah, April 6th we're on Salt Spring at Moby's doing a farm concert in Nanaimo on March 23rd. If people want to figure out how to get tickets, because it's a thing on a farm, they can just email us, westmyfriend@gmail.com. The last show of this tour, so Eden's heading up to Terrace, and I'll have a few weeks off. And then I guess we've got a show in Victoria on May 7th. It's a fantastic fundraiser that we're doing. Valdi, Roy Forbes, and some other guys that are still going to be announced.
Yeah.
And heading down to the States in August.
That's exciting, right?
Some Victoria shows will definitely, I'm sure come up as they always do.
Yeah.
Because we live there, so they just kind of happen.
The first time as a band going down to the States for this?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Whereabouts? Where are you going?
We're doing Washington, Oregon, and California.
Yeah.
So there and back. And we've got about, a third or half the shows booked. We're doing everything from house concerts to like a summer concert series at university, like sort of outdoor concert thing, and pubs.
Are we playing in a pizzeria too? And
I think we've pretty much got a pizzeria booked.
So if there's doors open, you guys have instruments, and they're willing to let you play, you're like, let's
We're
do
there.
it.
I mean, this tour we did this tour we're doing the vintage clothing and record store, the bookstore, the recording studio at Tractor Grease, the high school.
Saw some pictures from that already up there, right?
venue in the downtown east
side, and venue, and
coffee shop coffee shop that's licensed in Victoria.
Right. So
it's everything.
Downtown east side?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
You're
walking behind a bearded guy, right? That's what you gotta do.
I actually walked down there alone. It's
Powell and Goria.
It's its own
bars over the
It's a
doors.
great, it's
own
that
area,
venue's
isn't
been
it?
around for a long time though.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
Well, then it used to be like a sushi karaoke bar.
Yeah, it used to be a sushi karaoke bar that would have like grungy indie bands.
Were there bars over the door at that point?
Yes.
Yeah. The area has never really changed. The faceplates on the door have. That's about it. So, last thing for you guys, I just want to give you all, whoever needs it, the open opportunity, anything that we missed, anything that you guys want to communicate to your fans, and just an open floor shout out. If you want to recite a haiku, give a recipe for some great gourmet coffee, whatever it is. I don't know if there's anything.
Well, we mentioned house concerts earlier, and
Yes.
we love coming into people's homes and playing there because it's the most welcoming place to play. People are there to listen. It's great, small intimate audience. So if anyone wants us to come and play in their home, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Just shoot it.
And it says directly on there, definitely probably. It says on their website that it's actually a lot easier to get you guys to play a house concert than a person might think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, super easy. Just send us an email and.
I'm glad you brought that up again because it is on my list and I've passed over it twice, remembered it like 4 times, and I keep on moving. So glad you brought that up, because I think that's really cool, and I think that it's not something that a lot of bands will take that chance on in doing. And I think that you know, just in terms of word of mouth, the buzz that gets going, that this is a band that's willing to come to your party and play. You know, like it's.
I mean, you talked about meaningful and memorable concerts. There isn't anything more up that alley than doing a house show for somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some of the most amazing concerts I've seen have been house shows.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like most about touring is just meeting all the different people that live in all these different spots, and like there are very, very few ways that do that better than playing in someone's home.
Right. Yeah.
So
Because all the barricades and barriers between like you and
there
people
aren't
there aren't any, right?
Yeah, most of the time you don't even do sound equipment or anything, right? So you're just standing there talking to people. You know?
You're just playing in the living room trying to not hit someone with like your headstock or something.
And I mean, we can be like surprisingly quiet for a 4-piece band, because we've all got our classical music degrees. So
Yeah,
we
we're
can do quiet, or we can do, you know, the bar party dance show too. So it can be kind of whatever people want.
So the music might get quieter, but it can still rage till 5 a.m. No problem.
Yeah,
I mean, this, you can supply a proper party at the very least, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You guys know anything about Champion Jacks tonight?
Not really.
No?
This guy
I booked it.
You booked it?
I've heard it's small, and I'm totally okay with that, because I'd rather have a totally stuffed small venue than like a half-full large one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And for the music you guys play and that want to connect, I think that's really important for you guys to know.
It's all standing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Is it standing room?
I think so.
Cool.
I don't know if there's any chairs, which is kind of exciting because everyone usually sits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot at a store, just like totally same concept in Toronto, called Of a Kind, and they were great shows, super great shows.
Yeah.
Like they're really intimate. The scene's usually really great because it's, you know, people who are into buying vintage clothes and old records.
Yeah.
And just a really like it can be a really cool space to incubate new bands. With, you know, so I'm hoping that it's something like that.
I'm just having a visualization of incubating new bands.
I kind of wish it was more like that, though, because at the end of the day, when I do think of coffee shops, I do think folk music, and I think of acoustic guitar players. But, you know, at the same time, it's not like it's going to fit a rock or a metal band in there, you know what I mean? Like, if they go in there, it's going to be weird. I like that kind of music in those environments, and I don't know if you guys have checked into Wired Monk. It's not Starbucks.
Yeah,
it's the other guy, and they're awesome.
We grew up in Langley.
Hey, oh yeah, that's right. I saw there was a Langley connection around here. But yeah, those guys, they take acts all the time, and I really think that would be an easy place for you guys to pop in there and be like, this is what we're doing. You know, even mention that you're in the awards show, and they'd be like, okay, we got space right now. Here you go.
Better, not worse. Better, not worse. Better, not worse. Better.
I was listening to your music, and I was thinking to myself about these influences that I had on there that I connected with, the Beirut's and the Iron and Wines, because I absolutely adore that music, I really do. But I was curious, just a couple that I was like, okay, they kind of remind me of some elements of this stuff too, so I'm just curious off the top of my head, like Sarah Harmer? Sarah Harmer fans?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not nearly as much as
I don't think I've ever owned an album, but I've listened to a lot of it, just sort of here and there online or on mixed CDs I got.
I would say that's probably my best album last year. I've been a rock guy in the last little while, but Sarah Harmer, I thought she absolutely killed it last year. Calexico? Is that, no?
Ooh,
yeah.
Calexico.
I've got some. I know the mostly see the split album they did with Iron and Wine.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
some of the other stuff I picked up, it's just it's nice and like it's dusty.
It is. It's very earthy music, right?
Yeah.
Very. It's one of the bands I interviewed when I first started doing this.
Nice.
Way about 15 years ago. Ended up down at Richards on Richards. The guy found a pile of used records on the side of the street, And then it was just like, you know, happier than a pig in shit. Just like, what do I got? Let's talk, right? You know, album after album. But the coolest thing about that was we went to Richards to see them that night, and the power went out in Richards on Richards. Now that's going to throw most bands right off, but not these guys. No way. Calexico waited about maybe 10 minutes, and they were like, forget that. All right, everybody, let's go. You know, so they took everybody outside on the street with all, I mean, there's like, what, 7 or 8 members in that band? It's a big
show.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, exactly.
Power went out that night.
3 more here. Regina Spektor.
Yeah, someone said my voice sounded like her.
Yeah, that's what brought me to that one for sure.
Information says that we sound like her.
But someone actually like told me that.
I think that's why I put it, because when we were making it, someone said that. And I was like,
does it? You said it does say that on your review?
I think it does, yeah.
Okay.
I think when I was making the profile, I was asking people, like, who do we sound like? And someone said that. So I'm like, sure, put that in.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it was concerts in your home. They like gave a list of like people that my voice sounded like her.
Right. I mean, if you're not familiar with her too much, I mean, shit, that's about the best compliment in my opinion. She is phenomenal. Ben Folds. I mean, there's got to be a lot of Ben Folds in here, right? Just a bit. I'm surprised.
I have random music taste.
Because I found that like the kind of structure of your songs themselves, that sentiment, that how did you kind of put it in the interview earlier? It was like those sad moments that are still kind of happy in a way too. I thought there was some really interesting emotion that came along with the songs, and that's who it actually reminded me of the most. When I first thought of Ben Folds, I used to think ridiculously silly, happy piano man, right? His sad songs are so crushing that they just kill you.
Was he the guy that paired up with Bill Shatner for his album?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
That album actually wouldn't exist without him.
And that's a whole beautiful, like, I mean, that I think is more of a meditation on that, like, on that, you know? It's like, great, this is a swan song, and also something really different and genre bending, and also something that's really, it is happy sad.
Yeah.
You know, in a really beautiful way.
That songwriting ability, that translation from place to place, you know, somebody like Bill Shatner even gets this kind of, you know, writing ability that they have, you know, or that he has specifically. Yeah. And then last one, I think this one's definitely a no, but I just wanted to try this one anyway. Mike Doty. Does that name mean anything to anybody here?
No, it sounds kind of familiar, but I don't think I've ever really.
He was in a band called Soul Coughing a long time ago. I don't know if you've heard of them either.
Soul Coughing, I've heard of.
Yeah, it's a really random one to kind of throw out there for you guys. And I mean, this is really the quintessential one dude and his acoustic guitar. But, you know, just kind of some funky riffs, you know. You mentioned funk quite a bit, so. I know you got an appreciation for funk. Wes, my friend, you guys rule. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and good luck tonight at your show. I know you guys are going to be just fine. You guys seem like you're in a good mood and ready to go. So, you know.
Well, this got us in a better one.
Well practiced and well rehearsed and ready for it.
Yeah,
totally. Absolutely. And thank you very much for saying that. Well, Wes, my friend, I want to thank you guys very much again for coming. And I definitely wish you guys all the best of luck with the upcoming Vancouver Island Music Awards. I don't think you need it. And again, haven't met anybody else. I'm sure they're cool, but I'm supporting you guys right now. So,
thanks.
Eden, thank you very much. And Jeff, Adam,
thanks so much.
Alex, and Brett.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, later on in the show, what we're going to have for you is a clip from Acres of Lions, the next band to be featured on SBS Live This week. But until then, I want to show you another clip from West, my friend, another great video from their performance here in New West on their mainland tour. This song is called I Remember, and this is West, my friend, on SBS Live This week.
For our first tour, which was 3 weeks all over BC this last summer, 10 days before that happened, my sister gave me this bag of mushy gloop. Tim knows what's coming.
It smells kind of bad.
And it's Amish friendship bread starter. So, and in 10 days, you add stuff to it, and in 10 days it's ready to eat, well, ready to cook and stuff. And So I had to get up at 6 a.m. the morning of tour and bake this bread, and then we brought it on tour. And the thing with the Amish cinnamon bread, which we renamed West My Amish Friend Cinnamon Bread.
It has a Facebook group.
There's a Facebook group for it, you can, And the thing with it is that when you make it, you get 4 more bags every time. It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
It's fantastic.
And so we thought for this tour, so along the way on the tour, we just gave it out to people. We gave it to Oliver Swain, who we played our first show with, Pretty Song, Scary Song guy, and we gave some to people who hosted shows and who let us stay overnight and all sorts of things. And
people who were like, just take it, please, it's making our car smell bad.
And so we thought for this tour we should, rekindle that gift. And so we thought, maybe people that help us out along the way, and Amy, get up here. And so we thought we should give one to Amy. And we'll give
You can.
Cinnamon bread.
Cinnamon bread.
We had a loaf that we fed the kids at the high school because they also got a bag at the starter.
Yeah.
They all informed me that it was very delicious.
Oh, wait, I think it's something.
I'm a bread maker too, so thank you.
Perfect. We'll give you instructions, and you have to make note of the 4th instruction, which is force the extra bags upon your friends.
It's very important.
And I have to pass them on. She makes amazing bread. I'm looking forward to tasting that.
I mean, you do open mics here, right? So there's always people.
Yeah.
There's always people around. For reference, today is about day
3?
Today is day 3 or 4. It doesn't really matter. I've let it go for almost 20 minutes.
But on day 6, you want to add stuff.
And make sure you burp it regularly.
Yeah.
So anyways, we've got one more Pirate Love song for you. Thanks so much for coming. We're West My Friend. We've got CDs. Come up and say hi. We've got a mailing list. Don't forget that, buy Brett CDs on our CD and you get $5 off.
We might even give you a pin. But
we've got pins too, but I'm going to stop selling stuff and just play the song.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll sell things after.
In the cold periphery of my sight, I misread all of the signs. Shaking hands can mean much, touch with no compromise. It's caught behind the eyes and I forget most of the time. Tone retreat of hindsight, I replay all of the signs, asking for too much, and when we're knowing who's talking now.
Once again to Jeff, Eden, Adam, and Alex from West, my friend, thank you very much for being here. And of course Brett Wildman for being off to the side and throwing in some extra conversation every once in a while to keep the ball rolling for us here at SBS during our time. You guys are fantastic personalities, fantastic people. Please keep on reaching out to Sleeping Bag Studios because we're never going to get tired of talking to you or seeing you guys. And again, we can't wait until you get back onto the mainland so that we can see you perform ourselves as we missed you the last time you were here. But can't say it enough, guys. One huge, giant thank you from all of us here at SBS to you for stopping by on your tour. We had a fantastic time, as you can see through the interview. It was definitely a lot less formal, I think, on either side. I think they were probably a little shocked at how little of a professional I can truly be. And I was shocked at just what great personalities the folk genre can offer in general. As a genre that I don't normally gravitate to, it's always interesting to find that the personalities behind the music can always transcend any genre. People have always got something cool to say, and if they're passionate about what they do, man, does that ever make for good conversation and just a great time in general. So thank you again, Wes, my friend. Totally appreciate you being here, and we look forward to seeing you again. I want to show you a couple of short previews, a couple of brief clips from upcoming episodes here on SBS Live This week in May. I want to show you a quick preview of Acres of Lions and our video interview with the Danbury Lie. So let's check those out real quick here before we wrap up for the day. Here's Acres of Lions, and then again followed closely by the Danbury Lie on SBS Live This week. SBS. I'm always big on talking about first experiences, you know, first impressions, that kind of thing. So when I'm walking into Acres of Lions, I think we had been there for a couple of songs, and then it was your turn to kind of, you know, do that thing. You gotta do that thing every once in a while. Yeah. And it was like, okay, it's time to get the crowd involved. Okay? Yeah. Now, this is something that we all know bands do every once in a while. Now, if I remember right, and this is all off memory, it's like, do 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 do. Oh, yeah.
That's right. You do remember.
I do, right? Wow. Now, and I want to point this out. It's not that I'm rubbing this into my wife, but she was standing beside me at the show, and she looks at me after you had done that, and like, you know, pitched it out to the crowd, and she turns to me and she's like, if this guy wants me to follow along to his song, he can drop it down about 8 dudes. Like, I'm lost. And, you know, I love her because, you know, it's such a, I love her musical insights all the time that way, right? Yeah, yeah. Because it is, I mean, I guess it's something to consider, but at the same time, it's a melody that stuck with me. You know what I mean? Like,
that's cool, man.
I don't know how close that was, and I'm sure I butchered the
it was pretty much that. I knew what you were doing right away. I mean,
what song is that? I don't know the name of it.
That's a song off our last album called Forgive and Forget.
Okay.
Or sorry, the album is called Collections, but it's it's a song called Forgive and Forget. Yeah.
But we had talked about that, whether or not it was too
complicated. And apparently it wasn't.
No, some people it might be. I mean, you just gotta.
That's crazy, man.
I find you just kind of like in the live performance these days. I mean, it's such an important part. I find that you just. Yeah, the melody may be complicated, but it's like sometimes you just gotta go for it. What happened to our bright lights? We used to shine when we were young. What happened to those cool kids? Beating on a celebration drum. Can we ring in the new year? And will you try to act surprised when I kiss you?
Yo, what's going on, Jeremy? It's Rob in the flesh. Thanks again for doing this thing for me, and I'm gonna get right to it. So here the hell it goes. Alright, we're the Danbury Live.
To say we're excited for it, for either of those, is a complete understatement. Acres of Lions, Jeff and Tyson, both here at the studio. Phenomenal time, amazing performances that I can't wait to show you. And then of course the Danbury Live, a video interview that we've done in our new style here from SBS. Sent out with you know, as many effects as we could load onto our questions to inspire Rob from the Danbury Lie in Texas to send back something creative, something on screen that really represents himself and his work in the Danbury Lie. So again, extremely excited to show you both of those. Those are upcoming in May. We've still got other stuff that's coming in May too, but we'll drop the bomb on all of that for you later on this year. And we'll see you then, because there's lots to come. No reason to go anywhere. We'll see you again on SBS Live this week.